Okay, Eric. These are two images from down the line that I took. The one on the right was the week of the 2009 IPGA. That's out at Stonewall, and the one over there to the left is in July. So right about a year apart. Um, the camera angles are a little bit different. I'm a little bit further to the right on the right side with the camera. It's a little bit out in front of your hands, and then over here on the left, I'm right on your hands. So don't get hung up on angles. Okay, try your best not to get hung up on angles, because there's one thing that I really want you to pay attention to. So I'm going to stop at each one of the positions. Position 1 is address. Position 2 is when the club's parallel to the ground. Position 3 is when the left arm's parallel to the ground. 4 is the top. 5 is the same as 3, but it's on the way down. 6 is the delivery position. 7 is impact. And 8 is when the shaft is parallel to the ground and the follow through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop you. I'm just going to go to position 2 on each one, and I want you to look at the difference in a year. Look where your hands are in 2, and look at this. I can't even get it in the frame over there. You were rotating your forearm so much. But I think you were actually probably driving the ball, at least the time I saw you were driving the ball better. If we did a priority list of the things that you needed to work on, and if you're going to try to do this thing again, you have got to prioritize what's killing you. And every time I've seen you play, you get out of position off the tee. I mean, I know you hit some squirrely shots from time to time, but it's off the tee. I think you would probably agree. There's not a good player in the world that doesn't have his hands pretty much lined up where you are on the left side. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this swing, and then what I'm going to pull up somebody who I think has really good delivery positions for the driver, and then we're going to do the same thing with the iron. And so it'll take probably 3 or 4 of these. So I'm going to send you 3 or 4 emails. Let's go ahead and just go. Everything. This position 2 sets you up for position 3. Okay, and you can see over here on the right how laid off that club is. All right, as opposed to on the left, that club's in almost perfect position. Okay, and we were working on some things over here to the right too, but that's still pretty close to where you were. Okay, so position 4, and this is where it starts to get kind of scary. Look how far past parallel you were. All right, and I want you to look at your club face. Now, I don't care really. I'm not super hung up on how far past parallel you go. Just so you're stopping it when your shoulder turn stops. If your shoulder turn stops and then you keep going with your arms by reaching or lifting, then there's a problem. If you look at your club face on the left, it's almost perfectly in line with your left arm. Now, I can't see it over there on the right, but you can see. I'll just kind of stop it. Okay, and 2, I'm a little bit lower. Look at the camera a little bit lower on the right, but you definitely you went further past parallel. And your arm, I actually like your arm position on the right, the older one. It's a little bit flatter, not too flat. But let's go ahead, and then we're going to drop down to position 5, which is the same as 3. That's when your left arm is parallel to the ground. And then I'm going to change color. So yellow means you're on your way down. So that's pretty dadgum good right there. It's actually right there. Oops. Let me save. Let me go back. Alright, so yeah, that's on the right. Bear with me because I just got this software and I'm still not good at it. Alright, so there's your P4, P5. Alright, so that's really good. But you should go right through, you should match that. P3 and P5 should be identical. Okay? Leg position is good. I mean, those two positions are really close. Our P6 is what they call the delivery. Okay? So there's your P6 right there. You want that club head just a little inside, not too much. Okay, not too much. I'd like it to be really close to having that club head in that circle where it was in P2. Right in there somewhere. So those are real good. I actually like your hands closer over here, closer to your body, because I think you're going to come closer to planing that shaft, and that's what we're talking about right here. If you go back, and not many players do this, but Hogan's shaft was right on that line. All right, with the driver, I'd say the average, they say on tour, the average is anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees difference, okay, between your hands. See where your hands are, and I'm drawing that yellow line. I'll put a little arrow on it. It's about 15 to 20 degrees difference. You watch a lot of the really great ball strikers, and their right forearm from the elbow down to the wrist is all over that. They call that the elbow plane. All right, so let's look at you over there. Boom. So not a lot of difference right there. I mean, you've been playing at a pretty dang high level for a long time, so I don't expect that to change. And then through to P8. Oops, excuse me. P8, P8. Okay. And typically I like to see that foot roll as opposed to really that heel coming up, but that's not a big deal. I mean, you're just awful athletic. That's really good stuff. I'm going to clear these lines. I just want to look at one thing here. Okay. What we'd like to see is I'd like to see your shoulders at a 90-degree angle to your original spine angle at the top. That's your primary tilt, primary spine tilt. All right. So when you get to the top, all right, see how your shoulders flatten out a little bit, like that. Look over on the right. Okay. Look how far you came off of that. You really came out of your posture. Now I'm going to roll it back just a little bit. Okay, so what happens is, heck, your shoulders, if you look, your shoulders are almost turned as far as they're going to turn. Then you start lifting your arms. Now watch what that club, look at this Zorro action we're seeing with this shaft right here. All right, so I would say on the left that your shaft is about on that line. All right, so I'm just going to roll it up a little bit. All right, then it changes to that line, and then it changes to that line. Okay, look at that. That shaft is going all over the place. Dude, there's no wonder that you can't keep the ball in the fairway. Okay, those lines, I'm going to go to blue. In a minute, when I find another player, you're going to see those guys, their lines work just like this. Okay, but you've got such a big Zorro move going around. I've got a picture of you. I call it the flying wedge driver, and you just kind of take it back real flat, and you're just hitting it like 60 or 80 yards. That shaft never moves. It goes back. You go turn and turn. The shaft never leaves the plane. And that is going to be, I'll guarantee you could go to Butch Harmon, Hank Haney, I don't care. That's what they're going to tell you with that driver. You got to keep it on plane. You've got so much extracurricular stuff going on. And a lot of it has to do, look at your shoulders. Look how flat your shoulder turn got at the top. That shoulder turn is as flexible and good a shape as you are. There's no reason why you should lose your spine angle like that. No reason.